Darkstar here, and this is a follow-up to a video I made a few years ago. The video was made to respond to ignorant comments against another fellow YouTuber who was discussing how people become pedophiles through sexually reacting to certain drawings and how they are completely different to people who play violent video games. Now, you people may say that, why am I still talking about this? I already did this is beating a dead horse. Actually, people, though this video is similar to my last video, it is not exactly the same topic as before. My last video was countering ignorant comments. This time this video will prove how specific reactions to an object, regardless if it's real or not, can still apply a paraphilia to a person. Before I start, to the people who tried to use this video as a weapon, here's a heads up for you idiots. No, this video does not in any way, shape, or form disprove anything that BBC and I say, because on the contrary, it actually proves me and Blackbuster right. Why? Because nowhere in this person's entire video does he disprove how people become pedophiles when they sexually react to a specific object, whether it's real or not. Now on to the topic how paraphilias are applied from art. Keep in mind, I'm not just going to use pedophilia as an example, but other paraphilias as well. It all starts with an image. In this example, I'm going to show you some images, and then on each image I will ask you people, what do you see? Then I want you to answer correctly. Here we go. The first image. What do you people see? What is this a picture of? Now here's another picture. What is this that you see? Here's another picture. Can you tell me what this is? Now the fourth picture. What are these? Okay, you saw the images, right? In case you know that the first image is a simple shape, but the other three pictures show more specific objects. If we know what the first object is, then we should also know what the other objects are, regardless of the knowledge of what they are called. Because whether what we see is real or a drawing, what we see is still an image of something. We still see a certain appearance in our vision. Therefore, we all acknowledge that the first object is a square, the second object is a horse, which is an animal, the third object is an apple, which is a food, and the fourth picture shows an old couple. Now for paraphilias to work, it should be 3 steps altogether. It's not just the type of object alone, because the object is the first part. The second part is that we have to see and look at the object. That way we instantly identify what it is. Third, we must also have a specific reaction to the object. However, if we just see the object without a reaction, all that's happening is that we simply see the object and we have no specific affection. However, let's say that we do react to the object, a sexual reaction from the appearance of the object. If we get sexually aroused by this apple, and as we know that it is food, then we are affected with sitophilia, which is the paraphilia for food. If we get sexually aroused by this drawn object, which is a horse, then we get affected with the paraphilia known as zoophilia, the attraction to animals. Let's say that we are not the same age as these two appear. If we are aroused by one of them, which includes the appearance of age, then we are affected by the paraphilia or chronophilia known as gerontophilia. Chronophilias are the sexual preferences for age ranges. Why do I present you with this? Because according to idiots, they claim that drawings don't have age. However, the fact is that drawings can show age. Because guess what, people? Age can have appearance. Appearance can reflect on the age. This is why art websites have rules that they say don't base things on what the artist claimed the age to be on certain characters. Instead, their rules say that they base things on appearance. Art can also show the gender and the type of object of what it is supposed to be. We can see an age range by simply looking at a person, whether they're real or not. Appearance of age without reflecting the actual age happens in real life as well. If we don't know the age but see an age in a person, we just see the youth in our eyes. Let's say we look at a picture of this person. Let's say we do not know how old this woman is, but by judging by what we see with our eyes, she is a mature adult lady, probably in her 20s or 30s. But if her actual age was somewhere around under 16, how are we supposed to know that by just looking at her? You see, if we observe a person by their appearance, we believe that the age of this person is in the adult range, so naturally we are not affected by abnormal chronophilias. Chronophilias are mostly based on the appearance of age, which is why I said earlier that art websites judge reported pieces of art that have certain characters are judged by the characters' appearances. Keep in mind that the norm term for pedophilia would include the following: nepiophilia, pedophilia, hebephilia, and sometimes a hebophilia. Let's go back to drawings and observe a different picture which would lead to a different chronophilia. Anybody would easily identify the object in this drawing as a baby. It cannot be anything else. I say this because it's the same analogy as the square image that I used in the first example. There is no way that this object is not a square. If we are sexually attracted by the object in this image here, then the paraphilia known as nepiophilia, which is the first age range that's next to pedophilia, is applied. I say this because another argument that these damage controllers say is the object has to be real in order for the paraphilia to apply. If they say this, then that means according to their logic, they are saying that this object is not a baby, this object is not a horse, this object is not an apple, and this object is not a square, which is again why I use this shape as the first example. Similar to how humans can identify the familiarity, our brains can identify the age range in people and characters. Just like this baby and the old couple, it is scientifically proven that humans can identify shapes and patterns, and in our minds, we are aware of each type of object. Another argument damage controllers use that is similar to the "it has to be real" argument, they use the "it has to be realistic" argument. Let's go back to a drawing of an animal. Here we can see a creature from a fictional show that's based on the deer species. In context, animal means a different species that isn't the same species as us humans. In our minds, this creature is automatically considered an animal. And if we get sexually aroused by this, then zoophilia applies to us. The same should be applied if we have the same reaction to other animal-type creatures in fictional franchises. Let's go back to identifying age ranges in art. Take a look at these two characters. They are both Wonder Woman, however there's a difference and we can identify the age range of each. One side is her normal adult form, the other is her in a child form. Naturally, as humans, we can identify anatomy differences in age ranges. Here's another example. Trunks from the Dragon Ball series. There are 3 versions of him here: adult Trunks, kid Trunks, and baby Trunks. Just by looking at these 3 different versions of Trunks, you can easily identify the certain age ranges and what chronophilia would apply to us depending which one we are sexually attracted to. The next example will be 3D models, which are the main characters from The Incredibles. Now about the characters themselves, it's clear that we can identify both the age range and the gender of each character. So if you cannot see the correct age range and gender of each character, then either you are blind and/or you are mentally retarded. The next argument, which is my favorite argument that these damage controllers also like to use, is this argument. You can be attracted to a fictional object without being attracted to the real object. Well, let's test out their theory by using the general attraction to gender. Let's say that there are 2 real people. One of them is a male and the other is a female. The male says he's not gay and the female says she's not straight. Then they see this character and they are sexually attracted to the character. It doesn't matter what they say, they are attracted to a character depicted as a male, which makes this character to be in fact a male, which in turn makes them attracted to males. Then the next weak 0 effect argument that damage controllers use, which is no different than the "it has to be realistic" or "real" argument, is the argument when they try to use specific vocabulary words as keywords, like they say it only looks like or appears to be an object, but it doesn't mean it is truly the real object. Well, just like what I've said to them before, their keywords are real and not real, but the actual keyword that destroys their ineffective argument is the object keyword, because the type of object is the objective word that bases each paraphilia. If we take out the other words, it still doesn't change the fact that it is still what the object is supposed to be. If you try to say that someone is not a zoophile just because you use the adjective keywords fictional, real, looks like, appears to be, an animal, it still doesn't change the fact that they are all still considered animals. The point is that paraphilias do not reflect on whether or not the object is real. Instead, they reflect on the type of object at hand. That is how paraphilias work. No amount of Googling is going to counter any of this because I've already done a whole lot of digging and nowhere could I find any information specifically saying that the object has to be real in order for paraphilias to work. So that is it for this video. There may be more damage control in the future, but if you people see any morons denying how paraphilias work, just send them this video to destroy them. And to those denying damage controllers, like I said before, if you don't know what you're talking about,
you need to go shut the fuck up, cause you don't know shit.
So get off your damage control, accept the facts, and deal with it.